Good morning, people. More innovation back here again as always, and as usual. Yeah, it's morning for me at least. Good afternoon or good evening for anyone else to whom it applies. Now, I'm going to cover the spirit Halahel in this short segment. Now, his name is spelled Halahel. I repeat, Halahel. Halahel. This spirit can be found in the Goetia, Lesser Key of Solomon, Book 1, page 43, figure 175. I recite, in figure 175 is given the seal of the spirit Halahel. This spirit is said to be under the rule of Baal and to be of a mixed nature, partly good and partly evil, like the spirits in the Theurgia Goetia, which follow in the second book of the Legimeton. And honestly, I just found it at the end. I was just miscellaneously browsing through the Goetia. I felt like doing a video, and my eye fell on him. It's all the way at the end where the magical implements are discussed, the stuff that you need to constrain the spirits of the Goetia within the context of the Lesser Key of Solomon Book 1, so the Legimeton, in the way that it's outlined. Now, in any case, as for Halahel, you can also say Halahel. It's all up to you. I just pronounce it flat, Halahel. In any case, as for Halahel, he is indeed of a thingy nature, good as well as evil nature, sinister or malevolent or quote-unquote demonic nature, to put it that way. His demonic nature is stronger than his good side. Not stronger, but more prevalent, to put it that way. More is preferred by him personally as well as overall. Within the context of the Goetia, he does fall under Baal, but only within that context, so within the system outlined, the way that the Goetia describes it. But yeah, because you don't come across that all too often that, hey, and oh yeah, Halahel is a fallen angel. He used to belong to the order of powers and authorities. Okay, and or authorities. But he told me that was a long time ago, but yeah, you don't come across that all too often, because Baal is a pagan god, and then you've got a fallen angel that falls under a pagan god. It's also similar. I think there's also a similar mention with an angel that falls under Barbatos, a fallen angel. But yeah, Barbatos is a fallen angel himself, so yeah, he's not a pagan god. But again, oh yeah, he himself also said that, yeah, as you already know, the thingy, the Goetia is botched, to say the least, in terms of information, or better said, the lack of accurate information and whatnot. So again, that whole thing of him falling under Baal is purely applicable to the system of the Goetia itself. Yeah, let me see. What else did I have to say? Yeah, like I said, he's a fallen angel. Like most spirits, both good and evil, honestly. It's not a concept of good and evil. My point is, okay, any multiple fallen angels, pagan gods and whatnot, even certain angels, especially the destructive ones, like actual celestial angels, divine angels, like my beloved primordial Lord Samael, for example, good and evil in nature, the same way a human being can be good and evil in nature. So this is like nothing extraordinary or anything noteworthy in the way of standing out for Halahel. But yeah, his sinister side is more prevalent, like I said. He prefers that as well. He belongs to powers under authorities. Appearance is that of an angelic looking being, so like a Caucasian or similar looking man dressed in white robes, the classical look of an angel. But there is, his good side looks like normal. His malevolent side, so his default side, like I said or mentioned earlier, is surrounded in some kind of vapor, which makes it almost a bit hard to see him. Think of fumes and whatnot that arise, like the dampening of the earth, the whole way that rain is created. Or imagine if you're in a room and, I don't know, there is a small amount of there is a small amount of like transparent mist or similar in the room, and someone standing in that room, it's going to be a little hard to see them. You can see them, but the mist obscures them by maybe like 15%, something like that, 20% at most. Now, yeah, his default side, the sinister side, he is surrounded by a lot of snakes. Let's just say that if you're thingy, essentially his domain is like an enclosed. When you summon him and you like experience, you get the full Halahel experience. It's like again, he'll come accompanied with a lot of snakes, as in the ground will be filled, or better said, littered with snakes, so to speak. Lot of snakes, and then essentially his domain, when the way you experience it when interacting with him, or can do so at least, or the case in general or by default, is in a closed room. Think of those booby-trapped Mayan temples, like the ones you saw like in Indiana Jones, or Incan temples, those old indigenous temples. And then the entire snakes are crawling over the walls, all over the place, snakes crawling all over my body, etc. But they're non-harming, obviously. Well, to me, obviously. They're not threatening, really. Honestly, it's not an issue. But of course, if you're a weak magician, then yeah, definitely not recommended that you just summon spirits like these to begin with. But in general, no, it's not an issue. It's just interesting to see. I was like, yeah, pit of snakes. It's like a pit of snakes. That's the phrase I was looking for. Google pit of snakes if you don't know what they mean. Google a video in which you'll see pit of snakes, and like literally a pit of snakes, like snakes all around you, all kinds of snakes. No specific snake in question, but more venomous pit vipers. Halahel is Jupiterian. He's Jupiterian, and just generally speaking, he corresponds to Sagittarius. I didn't like do my own research. I didn't cast the chart or anything. I didn't do any kind of astrological. I didn't erect or establish any kind of astrological data on him. I simply wanted to do this freestyle, just quick and easy. But he told me that, and I also confirmed that. My intuition easily tells me. And he specializes in all things that have to do with. He specializes in all things that have to do with the nature, honestly, the outdoors overall. Because the good side of him, the bad side, like I already said, is what it looks like, and is what it looks like the way I mentioned earlier. And his good side is just beautiful nature around you. Like you're in a forest, a rainforest or similar, you're hearing beautiful birds around you, everything is calm, cool, quiet, collected. Oh yeah, his malevolent side also seems to be like almost like floating in the air, almost floating in the air, whereas his good side is like a normal angelic looking being just standing on his legs on the ground, just grounded. Yeah, and again, there is no specific specialty he has. He just deals with herbs and whatnot, teaching you how to cultivate herbs for medicinal as well as other beneficial purposes, applicable to human beings as well as people, as well as just creatures overall. But primarily, obviously, to people. And for the rest, anything that has to do with the outdoors. There is nothing specific, but don't take knowledge or anything like that, unless the knowledge has to do with the outdoors. Dealing with animals, you name it, that you'll find in nature, in raw nature. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, in terms of a ruler, no specific ruler, it's not a black and white issue. Okay, he falls under my beloved Lord of Lords Sandalphon, Lord Zadkiel, or Zadkiel, and also a little bit under Zapkiel, the ruler of Saturn, so with a P. The one with the D, the one ruling Jupiter, the one with the P, the one ruling Saturn, and my beloved Lord of Lords, Sandalphon. That's pretty much it. Yeah, no, that's it. That's it for Halahel. Bye bye.